Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our first Lunch and Learn series. This is going to be a fun time. I'm excited to welcome a good colleague, Jeffrey from Stampede Social. And today we're going to be discussing how to simplify live stream and social media management with Switchboard Live and Stampede Social. I am Rudy Ellis, and I'm joined by
Jeff Dwoskin. Hello. How are you?
no sound effects there, Jeff. No clapping.
Thank you. Thank
Yes,
you.
yes.
Please sit down. Please sit down.
I love it. I love it. I love it. We wanted to take an opportunity just to chat because we are both domain experts in our areas, and so we thought it would be good to collaborate on leveraging social streaming as well as really impacting your audience and ways that you can make automation, the ways you can reach out to different segments, and so hopefully there's more opportunity to have more discussions with other partners and friendlies that are in the industry. So before we get started, for people who do not know about Switchboard, I just wanted to quickly just talk a little bit about Switchboard and show my face. So there I am again. I'm Rudy Ellis. I have 16 plus years in the live streaming space. I'm not going to talk about where I started, but I worked at some cool companies previously. And our goal at Switchboard Live is really to make it simple and easy for live stream to go on all your socials. So what is that? We've built a live stream management platform that helps organizations in the public sector broadcast communication on multiple destinations in a much easy and streamlined way. We have about 40 or so public sector organizations that work with us, and we have over 100 or so in all different other industries as well: entertainment, house of worship, etc. What I thought would be good is I'll let Jeff, chime in and give a quick background on Stampede Social. Take it away, Jeff.
All right. Stampede Social. We're a social selling and engagement platform, full suite of tools for your Instagram and then also Facebook. The idea with Stampede Social is to empower you as a influencer, a creator, a business, and you want to do more and be able to connect with your audience on a deeper level during an Instagram live or just on your posts, be able to deliver information without sending them to a link in bio. And then we wanted to kind of make a really great platform for our users. So you can do post level giveaways. It's built right in, user generated content tracking. There's a lot of cool AI tools. So really cool stuff. And then the whole, all of it works with that's me. That is me.
I love it.
I've been in the engagement realm for quite some time. I started out really kind of honing those skills on Twitter when it was Twitter, and we've adapted that to now Instagram and Facebook and soon Threads and YouTube. So it just, the journey continues.
I love it. I love it. You have a very specific amount of years you've been in the industry. I noticed that on your slide, 16.1 exact.
I must have started just before you. No, I was preparing for the Lunch and Learn, and I had to match your slides, and I didn't have a slide like that. So I'm like, I had to make the slide, and I was like, I'm just going to put 16.1 to see if Rudy notices.
I noticed it probably 10 minutes ago, like right before we hopped on. Like, what is this 16.1? In all the prep and all the reading, I didn't even notice it at all. That's crazy. So, well, cool. So let me, I guess one of the things I want to do is kind of set the stage and really talk about, again, like at the core, what Switchboard does and from a live stream management platform. So like, imagine you're doing like a press release or public meeting or public event, and you want to go to YouTube and Facebook and Instagram at the same time. That process could be pretty cumbersome, could be pretty challenging. If you're, at a venue or at a field or whatever it may be, you're holding on multiple phones and so forth. And so our whole goal is to really make, that simple and easy to do. We work with a customer called the Atlantic Council. They are a think tank in DC. They have comms teams that are working with other comms teams ahead of schedule, getting access to their social channels so that when this meeting or event convenes, not only are they going to their socials, right? Their main properties or channels, they're also including the participants or folks that are part of that conversation to be able to carry their content as well. Kind of like what we're doing here, right? We're streaming this on our social channels as well as Stampedes as well. And so like this is like us dog fooding our own technology and making it easy to show that this can be done. So cool. I just wanted to kind of set the stage so people can kind of really understand where we're at and what we're talking about.
It's amazing to live in a time that going live and being able to connect with your audience is so straightforward, right? Especially, and it's like, even just 5 years ago, it was probably a little clunkier but it's like up to this point, it's gotten so smooth. And, we really embrace live as well. Yeah. Thanks to people like Rudy. And so, I mean, live is a good chunk of what we try to help people with also when using products like yours, so to help enhance the experience, at least specifically on Instagram right now.
So why don't you maybe, for the folks that are watching, maybe talk about like media automation with Stampede Social?
Sure. So with the idea, like specifically with automation or just driving people to any content that you want, we're focused on Instagram for a second. It's common to send people to the link in bio, and then people create like these things like link trees and stuff, which are great, but like, but asking people to leave where they are to go somewhere else to then hunt and find the content that they want based on where they are at that moment, it's just a crazy proposition. No one's going to do it. Less than 1% of people are going to go, oh, I'm really excited. Oh, you want me to go somewhere else? No, I'm not that excited. So with automation, you can just say, hey, comment below and, comment magic. And then you'll get, my 3 magical tips to going live on, on Instagram. And so you'll get it right in your DM. It's a link that you get, and you can do it all right there. You can use this automation on stories, posts, reels, direct to DM, and on Instagram Live. And
amazing.
So it just simplifies it and helps you connect with your audience and get them what they want. And then you, as a user, somebody using the automation, specifically Stampede Social, the links that get sent are there's a lot of encrypted detail in it for you to help you learn about who's engaging with you. There's full attribution. So if they go somewhere that captures this encrypted UTM, you can tie it all the way back. So you can know it came from, this live event or this post or this reel. So you can really start to understand what's working and not working with your social.
I love it. Do you have any like examples or any, I don't know, case studies, use cases that you guys have, worked with, whether it's a partner that really leveraged the technology you guys built?
Yeah, we have quite a few. It's we've worked
or
with
anything
this,
that you can share, rather.
A lot of it's we had this period of time where we were very specifically building up use cases, and a lot of times people, because it's all self-serve, a lot of things just happen, and I can ascertain by looking at dashboards and stuff like that. But specifically, like we were working with this large QSR restaurant. They did a huge campaign. We delivered like thousands, like 4.5 thousand DMs in a given week to help them drive awareness of a product. If you think about the time it would take to respond, even manually, to somebody who went as far as to DM you, it's just the amount of time you save. It's worth it in there. But then you'll be able to kind of create and track all that. A lot of influencers can take courses, and they do take courses that they have lead magnets, and Stampede Socials, serves as that bridge between the understanding that something exists and how to get there. So, we have one solopreneur that made in the first 2 weeks just $3,000 based on just selling a course that she already had. Another food influencer has generated over 26,000 DMs, has made $10,000+.
Awesome.
And these aren't even necessarily high tickets. You do the math. It's even like a quick, lead magnet that comes in at $7, and then they convert that over and start doing other things. So it's all whatever it is that you need. Podcasters drive to that. So it's not always about driving revenue. Sometimes it's about driving awareness.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, there's just so many cool ways to leverage the technology.
Question. So that sheer volume of, reach and being able to tap and slide into people's DMs, if you would, right? How would, those users or influencers been able to have done that in the past? Or is that even physically possible?
It was a link in bio strategy in the past. People tend to do what's available and then kind of become complacent that that's the way to do it. So, right, go to my link in bio, so no one's doing it, but that's what I'm supposed to do. And then eventually you're like, Instagram doesn't work, right? Well, because the tools aren't really there to help amplify what you need to do. So with the right tools, the game can change. And then you got to shift, you got to retrain your audience on, hey, I'm doing this now. Here's the way I'm now giving you white glove service to get the information you need in a way that's useful and easy for you. And even better, in a place that you'll remember where it is.
That's the key point. To your point earlier, is you're eliminating that friction point of having, okay, yes, I see the link. I see this, this link in bio. I'm clicking on it. So what is that compelling comment or statement to get them to then go to another link? Whereas when it's in the DM, it's there, right? It's persistent. It's within the platform they're already on. So that's, I think that's valuable of being able to solve that friction point, because, you're right. I mean, how many out of 1,000 people are going to actually go and do that extra click, which to us sounds pretty easy and straightforward, but at the masses, you don't have that. So put it where they are already, communicating, having conversations, going back to refer to a message or a comment or a conversation. So this just naturally just kind of flows with, how people are using these products, and, being able to provide technology that supports that flow of information and management of information. And then all the benefits that come with it is a game changer, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's some of the, what I'll call boring under the cover details that really kind of change the game, because with a link in a bio, when you click on that, a UTM with no one, it's a tracking thing, right? So it just usually would be so if someone clicked on that link, the person that receives the link might know that came from Instagram, right? Because it did, right? So that's the level of tracking that you have. So we implemented it where, not only do you know that it came from Instagram, but it came from Rudy's post. It was requested by Jeff because he commented this word on this post or this reel, or it was directed DM or a broadcast, a live event. And so you start to have a full kind of trail all the way back, not just that it came from Instagram, but why did it come from Instagram?
Powerful. That's powerful. Yeah, I love it. Love to hear, any opportunities to talk about the technologies and how our technologies coming together can help, I guess, a publisher or an event. Off the top, I would love to kind of hear your thoughts based on what you know about Switchboard and what Stampede Social does.
So Instagram alone. So if we're focused on Instagram,
okay, yeah, stick there.
Yeah. So one of the kind of cool things that Stampede does is we collect all the comments that come in for post, reels, and Instagram live events.
Okay.
So that opens up a whole different territory of potential information and data. We also have AI tools that can then analyze all those comments. So if we picture we are in a live event and we want people to just start with, hey, just say hi. And then everyone starts saying hi. Now we're capturing that. We know who's there. We know who was there. This is all now a database that we're collecting. And you can actually go into our dashboard and it's all searchable. It becomes a live searchable database on the fly of all the comments. So you can have specific, ask specific questions, search for specific answers, do things like that. But if you start a conversation, this is sort of like the flip of social listening. Like when people think of social listening, then they buy all these tools to listen to things that happen to be happening, happen to be being talked about, right? Oh, we were able to do this report. Jeff and Rudy were talking about this. Well, if you know that you can collect those comments specifically during a live event where you're actually engaging with people and you say, hey, what do you guys think of this? Comment below or comment into the live. I want to hear what you think. And then you start to collect all that. Now, 100 people do it. You can start to later, you could download that or you can use our AI tools and you can analyze those conversations. 40% of the people thought this can translate into other content ideas. Here are those ideas. This was the overall sentiment of these conversations and the comments that you were getting. And so it's an interesting way to learn, create a blog, do anything that you want to do, because what most people aren't used to is having full access to those comments.
Right.
I remember talking to an agency once. They're like, are you kidding me? I'm like, no. They go, we record the live and then manually transcribe.
Oh my goodness. No, you're not.
I know, right? That? Well, how else are you going to do it, right? And so, so that's like a side benefit, right? You can also do the automations. If we're talking about like right now, you want to learn more about Switchboard, comment Switchboard. Yeah, I'm like, you can do things like that too, and then send DMs during the live event. So that's, the DM automation is great there. Or we could say, all right, everyone comment. We're going to do a surprise and delight. We're going to give away a signed copy of this book. And then we have a winner selection tool built in where it'll randomize and pick a winner for you on the fly there as well. So it can do all these things to really kind of amp up the ways to reuse the engagement that you're doing.
I got you. I'd say as a business owner, and I'm sure other business owners could appreciate, is obviously acquiring customers. So I think one of the things immediately comes to my mind is a form of a lead gen, right? So back to your point, during a live, you can prompt viewers with a specific keyword in the chat, and I guess you guys your system will automatically follow up with them and provide information on the product, and then to your point, be able to capture data, right, as well. So I think that's like a great. You hear about product market fit or what have you is a great validator to see if what you're talking about or a product that's coming, you're really getting people to be able to engage right then and there on that conversation. So which is golden, right? Lead generation and demand generation. There's so many, to your point, agencies out there helping businesses do this. Like this is a way to leverage your social audience to do that as well.
Yeah, 100%. There's like the overall kind of point, especially if you think about how that same concept of the commenting can be applied to posts and reels. It's that there's so much data that's potentially available that you can use that right now you just can't get to, even if it does somehow manifest itself. But now you can get to it and then use it. You can really kind of start those conversations you want to start and then really kind of leverage that for future content and ideas.
Did AI amplify or like the the ability to leverage AI to your current product, like now that we're hearing, and you got cabs and robots and all kind of stuff, and just coming and play. Like our world is turning into an iRobot movie. But from an AI perspective, like how much impact has that improved or reduced, work for folks that had to do these things anyway? And now by you being able to have a great product, but then also have an AI component to it, like what has that done for the product as a whole?
The AI tools, we wanted to be real smart about the AI tools, meaning it's not just like, give me 5 points to talk about, like to me, like AI is best when AI is helping you with information that you feed it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not asking it for, give me 5 post ideas on Instagram, and that just gives you the 5 generic ones that everyone's going to get. But so the way we've used AI, and this ends up being everyone's favorite feature, is when comments come in for posts and reels, in our interface, you can use our AI tool to create responses to those comments. But the way it's unique is that you can pick your tone, you can pick your theme. We actually have a report that'll read your captions and give you what we think is the starting point for you. There's like 2,900 combinations you can choose from. And then
2,900.
Well, it's fancy math when you figure there's 50 tones, 50 themes, the combinations.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Kind of like 16.1.
We gotta find out where Jeff graduated from, because it is crazy.
No, it's a real number. The 29, it's when you go to the possible combinations.
Gotcha.
2,900. And now the math is right. But so what happens is if you go to respond to a comment, what we're doing is because we have access to it, we're looking at the caption, and then we're creating a response to the comment in your tone and theme in context to the caption. So I also call it, what do I say to my 50th fire emoji? Because what it'll do is it'll say, if you did a fire emoji, it would say, wasn't Jeff and Rudy great? If it was a post about this, right? And like, yeah, their information was off, whatever. And so we can actually create a response that's very relevant to why that comment was made, even if it's extremely generic. So that ends up being everyone's favorite thing, because it's just like, it's really fun to use, but it's also useful.
What do you say, right? Like, because you don't want to reply with the same, comment you made or reply that you made, a couple iterations ago. So, having that tonality that's a part of it, speaking in your own, vernacular, I think, I agree with you. I can see why that's a good feature that folks love to use.
Yeah, and then we have the post analysis that uses AI. It'll read the comments for a particular post, reel, or live event. And then the last one we do, the big AI report, is competitive analysis. So you can put in someone else's Instagram account. It will go read their captions, and then we built an AI report that it analyzes it and then completes this report. So it tells you their call to actions, their hashtags, their tone, their theme, who likely their target audience is. Here's some content ideas that you can use to counter program. So it gives you like this whole robust report based on that. So that's like, we say give us 2 minutes, but it's usually a little less than that, just because it's got to do some work.
Sure.
But yeah, so yeah. So
no, that's perfect.
It's really cool. I mean, like, because then, if someone's like, I use it, how much I charge for competitive reports? This makes it so easy, that kind of thing. So
one of the things, folks that use our product, one of the benefits of, and you'd be surprised that when people are doing live events, we always say, hey, even if you don't have a YouTube channel, we think it's a good idea to publish to YouTube, because of it being a search engine, right? And people looking up, especially if you're putting in good titling and description information. Right, so it's in your best interest to have it there, whether you have a community or not. And maybe there's an opportunity to build that community, at a later date. But one of the things that I, as you were mentioning, that I was thinking about is being able to, at least from an Instagram perspective, you have a live event that's coming through Switchboard and comments being made post event, right? So it's a great way to really keep people engaged, after the fact, and have an automation or an element to follow up, to, tap them on the shoulder versus just saying, hey, Rudy and Jeff were awesome, right? Maybe it's like, listen, here's their next series, or whatever the trigger may be. But like, it's, for me personally, just, kind of hearing this for the first time and really actuality, like, that is amazing. And I don't think people are really thinking about, being able to keep your community engaged over and over again, as new people are even discovering that content that exists there in a reel or story and so forth. So, yeah, man, like my mind is kind of like racing and thinking about ways that we probably should start talking to, our public sector customers about things once they embrace putting content on the platforms that their citizens and constituents are consuming on a daily basis, right? Like they're there. So let's get the content there too.
Right. And I'm sure in public sector, there's no shortage of comments on posts about particular issues, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. So to be able to kind of tap into those, analyze those, and be able to react to them in a timely and efficient manner and an easy manner, not just, because once a post specifically on Instagram has a lot of comments, the app becomes very useless in a way, and that you can't see them all. It's just most of them are buried. It's not really a UI built to scroll through that stuff. And so having to respond to those things, if that's what you're doing, is difficult. And so, and with Stampede, that's one of the things we kind of fixed as well. We made it a little easier for you to respond and get to those comments. But
yeah, totally get it. Yeah. I think one great way we could probably do is if anyone has like any questions or feedback, they can, they could use that, and I guess Stampede Social, right, as well, when we, as we're live on Instagram.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, for sure. As long as we're as long as it's set up. Yeah, we could
set up. I love it.
We can do anything. It's us, I guess. Yeah.
Well, cool. I don't know. I mean, that's for me, I think the whole purpose of these lunch and learns is kind of get some quick nuggets, some jewels, get some information about, folks that we think are doing cool stuff in the industry, as well as make some parallels with leveraging social and video and so forth. If there's anything you may want to plug or talk about that's upcoming with you guys, now is the time to do so. And if not, then we'll slowly wrap there. But go ahead, Jeff. Anything you want to mention that's up and coming with Stampede Social?
Nothing specific. Just hitting up some trade shows and all that kind of good stuff. But
trade show season is among us.
Yes. So yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Gotcha. Got it. Well, that's a wrap. I thank you for your time. Appreciate it. This was first of many, so maybe we'll have you back in a couple months to kind of give us a state of whatever it may be, link in bio, demise, and Stampede Social, climb, I guess, if you would, right? And then if someone wanted to learn more about Stampede Social, where would they go? How do they book a demo, all that good stuff?
If you go to stampede.social, there's my email is jeff@stampede.social. You could always email me direct or go to the website. Happy to connect with anyone. A lot of great stuff on the website to dive into, and then contact form or email me, whatever you prefer.
I love it. Well, we're going to be sending out follow-up materials after today's session, so all attendees, and it'll be available obviously on YouTube and all the social platforms we're streaming to. Definitely rewatch it. Definitely want you to share it to people who couldn't attend. And we thank everyone who joined, and have a great time. Have a great rest of your day, Jeff.
Hey, thank you. You too. Thanks for having me. This was fun.
Man. Bye, guys.